pleasure really to have you on the island. We're going to say this again because the local people cannot say it in English. And if I learned English, I had to spend like 2 years before I speak a good English. Before I started English, I just learned a little bit at school, and it wasn't very helpful. I could have said, you know, you, me, or something like colors, but not as much as I do now. The thing is, on the islands, English is not something we have to study. In the countryside, there are not many teachers. They are really good for English. In the city, you have to pay for that. And that's why they don't, because they cannot pay. These people, they got for wage every day about 5 soles a day. Is that they do. Everyone lives on the islands, or the islanders of Burros, is that we call. We have, once more I will tell you, 2,000 people and 44 islands. All of the people here, they live, you know, they are the best fishermen, the best hunters, and as well the best farmers, because you know, how comes you can farm on the reeds? Is that they always ask. Not this time, you know, but in summer, January, February and March, we got a lot of gardens around, little gardens, and we are farming potato, fava bean, or sometimes you call these sweet one, we call yams, like sweet potatoes. So they have their local produce. What we do, you can see right here, is this I call root, and you can see like that. It's a root, and this is the reed root. What you got? What I got here is just one little bunch here, but this seems to be dried, and they might be now much lighter. Is that what you say? You got in here one, very light now, but when they were in the bottom of the lake, before they split it or they cut it, you know, they were much more wet, or wetter you say, and then heavier too. Is that what they did before? So you can see something. This, the way you're looking at now, is just the natural one. But if I take this and I chopped it, you know, and I break these in pieces and I put around here, I can use this like the best soil and the best also natural compost. Is that what they do? So we take this, you know, for farming, and we just spray on the reeds, and we are planting potatoes, yams, fava bean, whatever you want. Wow. We got a garden in there. Right there, it's just covered now because the frost. Is that we got here, you know, last night wasn't very cold because a week ago was much colder than these days we got. So you can see the roots, we got it, or we can get them, you know, we need to break, we need to split them from the bottom of the lake. So how deep is here? Right here is about 60 feet. How thick is this island? This island is about 10 feet. What's the deepest part in Titicaca? You might see it around here. This is where we should be now. Puno City, this is where we are. The floating islands are the white, you know, dots. And then you can see here, we need to get this island, Tequila, which is in the open lake. And we're still in the bay, which is only 6% of the total of Titicaca, that you can see. So right here, Amantani, then we got Soto, Suasi, small islands. Right here, the deepest part is 1,000 feet, is the deepest part. But it's not as deep as Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe, I was told, is the freshest, deepest water lake in the States. It's 1,500 feet, so 500 feet deeper than this. And when the people, you know, they say, okay, how can they fix the island to the bottom of the lake? Because 60 feet, yeah. I don't know how do they fix it. How do they anchor the islands? We need to tie. When we build an island, first we're gonna tell you, when we build an island, we make sure we're using the roots just to fix them underneath all you call. Let's say this piece now, this little piece is just, you know, to show, but the proper one, it's about, you know, 10 to 20 feet or 20 to 30 feet. Is that how big, how heavy they can be, you know? The proper roots. This is a little one. What we're gonna do with this gentleman here, we're gonna show to you the way we build a regular island. Let's say we went over there, anywhere in the reeds. You've seen around here lots of reeds, and we just wait, you know, the lake level is raising up. Every summertime, lake level raises up. How much? 3 feet, 4 feet, let's say. When the lake level raises up, you know, we just see that some of them were fixed to the bottom naturally. You said they were attached, so they get broken, they get splitted because the water level, you know, and then once they get broken, we just go and we have a saw. We have a tool that we can buy now in the city. You got it here. I didn't see it. See? You got this one here. You got it, so you take this and you're gonna go right as big you want, as much you can pull, because we don't carry them. To carry this is too heavy once it's wet and in the water. So we take these two. You can do this, you know, when you cut it around, you know, you can do from every side around, but you cannot do it from the bottom. That's why it means, you know, you have to wait, the leg levers start raising up, and then they get broken and split it naturally. Is that what they do? So you got this now, but those days they haven't this, they had just to find them. Any big, any small, you know, root before, I mean 20, 30 years ago, we had just to find them in the water floating away. Once you found them around, they were floating away, you know, they took lots of them and they started to build an island. Is that what they did before we got a tool? So you got this one here, it's one bunch here, another two, and then we have a third one, it's the bigger one here. To each one, we had fixed already this. What you call this now is a wooden stick, but a proper one for an island is called a pole, eucalyptus poles. And you can see when you walk that way, you're gonna see a lookout point, a tower, which is supported, you know, of holding poles. Is that what they do? So let's say we got a pole. All together, we're gonna fix to each, at least to each a small bunch, we need to fix one of these. And then you see, it's tying. What we are using nowadays is this you call nowadays nylon ropes. But those days we have a nylon. What we made, you know, it was, we had ichu, we had chiliwa, their local names. This one actually is what we call it. This is made of a straw. You call it straw, and then some people call also a different type of this, pampas grass. That's what I got from the mountains. And then, you know, I plaited, I made this rope, and they only last about 1 year in the water. Then they rot, and then they break. But nylon, how long you think they last? Nylon lasts about 20, 30, or some people say not 20, 30 years. Some of them last forever. That's why we use them. We change this. So let's say I don't use any more this, but I got this nylon. I tied already the roots, you know, all of them. And now what I do is I start adding and putting more layers on top. How thick is the island? 10 feet. So how much of roots? 5 feet. And 5 on top, you know, rest of them are only reeds. Is that what they do? We're gonna add, you know, once, twice, or several times.
Wow, amazing. This is crazy. I've never in my life. Unbelievable.
Oh.
Isn't this amazing?
Never know.
Did you know about this?
No. I
And
know
you're
about
from Peru.
I know about the floating
We got
islands,
it
but
to
not
just
how they made
realize
it.
something. We keep adding and adding several layers on top. Once we got, you know, as much as we want, I mean, once we got about 10 feet, we're ready to live and to put a house on it. We are making the houses. You can see this. It's like the bedroom. Okay, you got the bedroom, but this is the modern one, and you got this the traditional shape, traditional model we got. Now this is the bedroom, and the next one, the little one, it's called now the kitchen. Is that what they got? The bedroom, the kitchen, and then you got the way we cook. Everywhere, you know, or every tourist we got before, they ask about if the people catch fire, if we have an accident in here. What we tell them is not. We stopped it because, you know, this is a traditional pottery, or you can call this time like the stove. And what I do, you know, is I got 3 burners here. Why you think people got 3 burners? They never want to waste time cooking, you know, every time or every, you know, meal at different time. So what I do is 3 of them at the same time. You got a soup, you got a main course, and you got a tea here, all at the same time. And you can see, is this the little entrance where we just put through, you know, the firewood, the dried reeds, or whatever, like the droppings of the animals, like llama, alpaca, whatever they use in the countryside. And you got a stone here, a small one. This one, some people call just a slab stone. They put underneath to stop the fire, catches the reeds, the houses, and a serious accident we can have on the island. You got here the reeds, I mean, for firewood, no diesel, no kerosene, no gasoline here, you know, all is natural. You got that one too. This is our tourist. We call this the tourist